Capability Cloud is an AI-powered database of Wisconsin's biohealth ecosystem. It is made up of BioForward members, but it's not just members that are medical device companies and digital health and the truly biohealth companies. It is all of our associate members as well. So it is all of the architectures, the accountant firms, all of these different groups that work really hard to support and build our industry. Whether you're part of the community, whether you're already a biohealth company, or whether you're one of these associate companies, it helps you find partners and opportunities much easier. What EcoMap Technologies has done for us is we've given them the websites of our members, and their algorithms generate these asset pages automatically for all the members. So the database was already populated with information on all of our members that is now searchable and ready. Their technology extends also to adding new events and news and allows you to easily share and search all of that information. Again, we're hoping to really facilitate connections between members and the industry at large. We hope that this can be used by other people outside of the state or in the media, people that are looking for experts in innovation. We want to be able to show them exactly what Wisconsin's biohealth is capable of. This is open to everyone, so this is not member gated. Every page is open to the public, so this is a resource that we hope everyone will be able to use equally. We want biohealth companies to be using it, we want ecosystem members to be using it, and we want community members to know what's going on in Wisconsin, to understand how important this industry is to the state and to the local region. For the one advantage that BioForward members have is that they can take ownership of their company page and make edits of that page. But everybody has the ability to add news, add events, create guides and lists, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And if you have your own account, you can also save your own personal list. So if you're trying to compile a list of companies you want to reach out to or companies you want to apply to for a job or something like that, you can keep your own list and keep it private for your own use. Additionally, it does allow you to directly connect with other people on this site. We'll start with the homepage. So when you type in BioForwardCapabilityCloud.com, this is what it takes you to, the splash page. It looks nice. It has a lot of the same information that I kind of just told you about what the Capability Cloud is. You can scroll down and get a little more information, and it'll take you to right directly to pages like the organization page or the guide page. And you can also sign up for an account right on the home page here. If you click the more info about us, it'll take you to this page that has just some frequently asked questions. Now, the organization page, so this is kind of the beating heart of the whole site. So this is where all of those asset pages that I've been talking about live. So all of our member organizations are on here as asset pages. You can look through and you can see there's the Act Talent page. So it has a little blue symbol there that says it's been claimed. So the folks at Act Talent have claimed this page and made edits on their own. But the other sites that don't say claimed, they're all AI generated. It pulls their logo, it pulls information, and it gives this little bit of splashy information and then assigns keywords to them. There are some search suggestions. You can put in any search terms that you want, but there are some suggestions like keywords that you can use to help get you to what you're looking for. If you were to click on that Act Talent site, you would see a page like this. So this is their site. So like I said, a lot of this was, so a lot of the AI generated ones look very similar to this, but they went in and they put in their own text for this little, the splashy part of the text, and then some more detailed text. And then they added a lot of keywords here. So Act Talent is a company that provides talent for a lot of different industries, and they also provide lab services. So they put in a lot of different industries and products and services that they provide. Usually the algorithms will pick one location, and they have multiple locations, so they went in and added those too. So those are some of the things that you can add in as a member. And then they have contact information, and you can go directly to their website from here. You can also add in social media things as well. And then down there for the relationship, they say that they're associated with BioForward. So that's a typical organization page. Going now to the guides. So guides are like small self-contained little websites within our capability cloud. So you can use them for a variety of different things. So I've used them here. I have two of them. One is just a guide to the capability cloud. That's probably where I'll add these videos and things to make that a little more, to flesh that section out a little bit more. And then I added one about what is BioForward and what is biohealth. So really, it's up to you what kind of information you want to share with folks. So it could be, knowledge about a particular industry. It could be telling us more about your company, or maybe a program that your company's doing with the community, or if you have an initiative, or you can show the results of a pitch competition or something like that. There's lots of different things that you can make a guide to, and I'm excited to see what people are going to come up with. But just to give you a brief idea of what it looks like, so here's that guide to the capability cloud that I created. See, there's 3 sections in there, and each section has some text associated with it. So you can make as many sections as you want. You can add images, you can add video. You can really make it a vibrant piece of media that then is shared with everybody on this site. There's also lists. So lists are exactly what they sound like. So you add a number of assets to a list. I've created a couple here just as examples. I have a BioForward medallion member list, and you can add organizations, you can add events, you can add news, you can add all kinds of things to these lists. And the lists can be used privately, or you can choose to publish them and share them with everybody. So I've chosen to share them with everyone, so they're located here. But if you created a list that was just for your own use, then it would be hidden from view here. Here's just what you see when you go into my list. You can see that it's all organizations. I have 31 different organizations in here, and they're all listed on the page, and you can click through them just like any other organization site there. And but you can add events and news and guides, and as well as people to this list as well, if it fits your needs. We have an event calendar, and anyone is allowed to add events to the event calendar. It's actually very, very easy to add events, because all you do is you put in the website for your event, and they will automatically generate one of these pages. You may have to, like I find sometimes you have to add the picture yourself or something like that, but for the most part, it generates the whole thing for you. And then you can go through and add tags as well, keywords that tell people more about your event and help people find your events. Here's the event page for the Capability Cloud webinar that we're doing right now. It generated most of this automatically. I did add some tags there to show that it's both free and virtual, and that's an information session. So these event pages are very easy to add and very easy to search for as well. Same thing goes with news. So news is also added in the same way. You simply put the link to the news site, and it will generate one of these pages for you. The difference is that there's no additional page. If you click on this news story from the Wisconsin BioHealth Tech Hub, it'll take you right to that WisPolitics article that it was referencing. There's also a people section. So everyone that signs up for an account, they have the option of making their profile visible to everybody. I kind of just I put up our BioForward members here. So these are kind of plain, but other people put up their photos, and you can put a little sentence about who you are, what you do, your title. So there are some things that kind of pop up with these meeting tiles here. You can search through people just like anything else for keywords. So I'll show you my account here. So I put in some information from my LinkedIn account. I also connected directly to my LinkedIn account. So you can reach me there, and you can also hit the contact button to connect with me directly. I will say it is nice. So if you allow yourself to be contacted through here, you aren't giving away your email address. What will happen is if you hit the contact button, they'll be sent to a way for them to send an email to you directly, and then you'll reach that email through your normal email server. But it'll give you the option to then respond to that person from your normal email account. So it gives you the option to engage or not engage the person, but so it gives you a little bit of a buffer in case from the general public, that is. So you can feel good about putting your information out here to make these types of connections. Also, you can put your related organization down here as well. The final section I'm going to mention is the keyword directory. So these are all the keywords that are available to associate with your organization. So there's quite a few of them here. And this is only showing the top 10 from each of these major categories. If you were to click on the show all for products and services, you'd see the full list like that. So there are quite a few keywords available.
I'll show you some web pages that we have lined up here. I've already got all the tabs open, but you'll really be able to navigate through a lot of the buttons here. For example, if you want to see the guide, see all the organizations, you'll be able to be one click away on the main BioForward Capability Cloud website, give you more information about what it can do in terms of the companies and the ecosystem you can learn about, and then a call to action to sign up. As Mike mentioned, you don't have to, and we get it. There's a million things to do in the day, and we don't want this to be like yet another thing that you have to do. That's why a lot of what we're trying to do is make it easy to integrate with your normal workflow, or like if an email if you get contacted through the platform, it shows up in your inbox, things like that. So you don't feel like there's yet another thing you have to check, but instead it's a tool you can leverage if and when the time is right to find the information you're looking for. So now we get into more of the back end of the platform as opposed to just a landing page, and you start to see the different categories that we can help serve through our directories. About page, pretty basic. You probably won't spend much time on this, but this is what we're all about. Probably where you will find yourself spending a lot of time is on the organizations page. So if you aren't currently here, that is an oversight, especially for this group here. So let me and or Mike know, and we can make sure that your platform or your organization is on listed on the directory here, though should be good. A few different ways you can search through. Some are through these suggested search terms. So these are just ones that are heavily populated keywords. So if you wanted to see, all biotech and life sciences, or laboratory or manufacturing, right? That'll help narrow it down based on some of the keywords that we've assigned. Also, a very popular way is through the dynamic search bar here. So if you wanted to say something like, say I'm trying to find an organization that focuses on cancer, but maybe you want to get a little bit more specific than that, you can say cancer therapy, get a little bit closer, and is there any advice company? So you can start to then see how it'll in real time, based on either the keywords or the description that we're pulling from, it'll help to identify the best situations there. So actually I'll pull up Accurate right now to give an example of a platform that is auto-updated. So when we say auto-updated, we're using our technology to help track the website and make updates if things change, such as maybe there's a new updated logo that we pulled from it, or there's a new header or long description, or if the address has changed where we pulled it from. We're essentially tracking the source of these different websites that we're pulling the information from, and then running an update detector. And if something changes, we're able to make those on a periodic basis. But that being said, we also know that we're never going to know the Wisconsin biohealth ecosystem better than anyone on this call. So we want to give people the ability to make updates and make changes on their own. So to that end, I'll show you a few different things, because you can see, let me go A to Z here. You can see ActTalent that Mike mentioned, how they have claimed their organization, and now instead of a auto updated, you'll see the user updated right here. And what that essentially looks like is you'll see that the auto update toggle has been turned off, And then if you want to change the logo, you just click it and change it. If you want to change the name of the organization, and this is only available to the Act Talent team, right? You can't, a random person can't go in and claim that organization. There's some validations behind it, but you can see what that looks like. If you want to add, different groups that you're working with, so maybe you partnered with an organization in the ecosystem and that wasn't captured here, you can say, actually, we're working, our customer list of people we're working with include, XYZ. You can make those additions. And then finally, the keywords. Keywords are something that we aim to get, call it 80-90% right. AI is not a magic wand or a panacea, but it can help based on the descriptions we're pulling in. It'll make some assumptions of what industries you might work within or the resources that the organization provides. But if we're not right on that, or if you want to either take things off, or if you want to add new things, all of that is available through this interface. And then those updates will be saved to your asset page on the platform. Going back to it, I'll actually show you what it looks like to claim a platform, and I'll do it through BioForward. Let me see if it'll let me. I'm actually, yes, here we go. So I'm signed in as an admin right now, so you'll see what I'm seeing is slightly different than what you'll see. But what you'll see with any organization, so I encourage anyone if you make an account, they'll actually ask you if you're working with any organizations, if you're a part of any already, so you can start the process there. But if you come to your organization page and say start claim request, what that'll do based on your signed in email, it'll pull some information directly from your profile, and then it just asks for some level of proof that you work at the ecosystem. This is for Mike and the BioForward team to be able to verify. And again, you're a tight-knit ecosystem, you're member-based, you probably just know offhand. So typically, I'd say the easiest thing, just add a LinkedIn profile or say like, hey, you know me, I founded this company. And then say hit submit. And then what that'll do, it'll send a notification to the admin team here, and they'll say, yes, you do work there, or no, you don't. And then based on that, you'll have the ability to make the edits like I'm showing now. But you'll see BioForward, things are off, and we're able to track that. So we're able to help make those updates. Not to get too far in the weeds, but you actually have the ability to change based on the fields. Like let's say, for example, you just wanted to change some keywords around, but you want to keep the auto updates on for descriptions or address or location. You can choose to have it set so that you can not have updates happen to those, or not have that overridden, but everything else will help stay up to date. So again, probably don't need to go too much into that, but that's just another helpful thing if you want to make some changes, but then leave the updating up mostly up to us. I'm seeing some questions now. I think I'll wait potentially to the end and go through. But let me see if there are any. Actually, some of these are relevant to the walkthrough happening now. Can the other people in the organization edit the company page if one person from the organization claims it? That's a great question, Bianca. Yes, can. And in fact, I'll see if I can show it. Not really. There is an ability, here you go. So you can kind of see now, there is no one else that's been set as an admin, but let's say you claim the organization and then you want your other team members to be able to, you can invite them as well. And then you can say whether they're already in the account or in the platform, or if they don't have an account, you can send it to them and encourage them, hey, make a profile, and then you can claim it. So we try to make it as easy as possible, if that helps. All right, we're gonna go ahead and I'll show you the keyword page. Mike mentioned through the screenshots, a lot of this is just meant to help show how many different assets on the platform are tagged with the keyword. So you can see a lot of people in Madison. Though oftentimes we will only capture that one location based on whatever we find on the website. So if you do have multiple locations, or maybe an HQ and then a satellite office, you can help make that shown there. Additionally, you can start to see, what most populated are, and then what are ones that maybe aren't as populated. But just a good opportunity to see where you might fit in. So especially if you're going through your profile and you're seeing, I'm a part of this industry, but you didn't capture me being a part of this industry, and that's important. You can make those changes, and then they'll be reflected in this page. All right, let's go to the event side of things. So on events, we're able to help pull in information about those. And you can see, for example, if they're being added. You can tag different keywords as well to make it searchable. And right here, you can mainly just go through the date range. But if you wanted to say, I want to find events specifically for women entrepreneurs, right? You can start to see what that looks like, and it'll narrow it down and kind of expand it based on the number of keywords there. So you can really, again, get focused and see what you're trying to find quickly. Granted, with only 9 events that are currently posted, it's probably helpful. You can just scan through and see what looks relevant to you. But at the same time, we want to make sure it's soonest latest. So you can start to see what's upcoming and what you might want to make some time for coming up down the road. All right. Next up, chugging along, we'll go to the news. So you can see here how easy it is to post things. So let's say you wanted to post an article about, and you'll start to see what the different titles are. But if it's not there, you can put in a URL, and actually didn't have one pre-populated, but I can show you a little bit later. It'll try to pull as much as it can, typically a logo, quick description, and a date if it can. And then otherwise, you can just add a couple other things and tag it once we have that capability, and then that'll be another searchable thing. So let's say you wanted to see what's something related with cancer opportunities, or if there's something talking about the research ecosystem. So it'll just scan through the same way it does for everything else. Final couple of things, as Mike mentioned, are the guides and the list. These are just ways to create more curated collections of assets on the platform that you can share out. So importantly to note, each of these can be publicly visible in their own thing. So if you wanted, let's say, like for the BioForward use case, let's say you just want to quickly show someone who are all the people that are Medallion members, you can copy and paste this URL and it'll take them directly to this page as opposed to the main homepage. And then you can start to get an idea of what that looks like. You can see the little partner tag that you have, and actually a good amount are already claimed, which is good to see. And then with guides, a similar type of thing where you can create more of think almost like a blog post or like an interactive way where you can embed videos, you can embed links, you can also embed assets. So if you wanted to create a guide to wet lab space throughout Wisconsin, you could do it through that, and then you could also break it down based on the location, or you can break it down based on whether it's maybe university affiliated or not. We leave that up to you, because again, who are we to tell you how to promote and talk about your ecosystem? But we know sometimes it can be helpful to give someone a more specific starting place. And just like lists, you can just send this guide, and that's their intro to it. So I can imagine like a common use case is, let's say you're trying to start a guide for a university professor that wants to commercialize, or a student innovator that wants to work on their venture after they graduate, and you want BioForward to help create that guide. That's something you can do. Or you could also get as granular as a guide to your own company, your own organization. So I think it's a cool tool just to be able to put your own stamp and your own flair on the role you play within the ecosystem, or that. And finally, go to people. I think I have it somewhere here. Maybe not. Let's put it here. So you'll see this meet people section is the users that are currently on the platform. So the one thing we don't map and automatically put on the platform are people, right? It's one thing to find your company there, events, news, but we're not trying to scrape people and add you to it. So here are the people that have made accounts, and to varying degrees of being filled out profiles. That's how you know they're real, not just a bunch of bots or things that are pre-populated. So you can really, based on whatever people put in here, let's say you wanted to find people focused on strategy, you can see Katie and Caitlin have put strategy in their profile. I think we can also work on potentially getting keywords here if needed or if wanted to help be able to navigate through it that way. And then being able to reach out to people as well. So click on Caitlin, I don't think she's here, but if you wanted to reach out directly, you'll see what it looks like, where it'll send an email to her inbox. It'll say if she's interested in connecting, they'll email you back at my email here, Kevin@ecomap. So you can create a quick subject like, let's chat strategy, and then I could spell today, and then you can just have a quick email body here, and you get to do some, if you want to hyperlink things, bold, create headings, you get some design functionality there, and then that'll just go into Caitlin's email inbox, and then from there you can pick up a conversation. Just don't want to have yet another thing that people have to check and feel like, oh, I'm going to miss something if I'm not on the platform all the time. We want you to be on the platform, but we don't want you to, we know how busy people are, so we want to help meet you where you already are.